and welcome back to Houseofastralis. My name is Kayla, and today I will be your cosmic guide for your insights to your solar eclipse in Virgo. And as this is a collective reading, please always remember to take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Trust that someone else will resonate with that piece. You don't have to try to make the story fit. And before we get started, I just wanted to say, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Interacting with the video really does help. So comment, whatever I guess is on your mind or anything that resonates here. And of course, I have the ritual notebook. New moon in Virgo, little story here, and I do have some notes to make about just a couple of things, so I will go ahead and leave timestamps if you're not interested in the astrology or any further information on the eclipses that I do have. As Virgo season winds down, Venus enters the sign of the Maiden on September 19th, just 2 days before a potent new moon solar eclipse in Virgo arrives on September 21st. Venus in Virgo brings a more grounded, practical lens to love, beauty, and values, encouraging us to express care through acts of service, thoughtful details, and intentional choices. This Venusian shift sets the tone for the eclipse. It's not about grand gestures or sweeping change, but about refining, organizing, and planting seeds for a healthier, more sustainable life. As the sun and the moon align in Virgo for this solar eclipse, we're offered a cosmic reset, one that invites us to start fresh in areas of wellness, work, purpose, and devotion. Solar eclipses signify beginnings, but they often arrive disguised as disruptions. Under this Virgo eclipse, themes of clarity, healing, and discernment are activated. Virgo, ruled by Mercury, governs the systems and habits that keep our lives running smoothly. This eclipse is like a cosmic audit, highlighting where your routines, boundaries, and intentions need recalibration. It's a powerful time to begin new practices that support long-term growth, especially in your physical health, spiritual hygiene, or day-to-day environment. Think of this eclipse as a chance to align your external world with your internal truth, one mindful choice at a time. Those with placements between 25 to 30 degrees or 0 to 5 degrees of the mutable signs Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, Sagittarius will feel this eclipse the most intensely. With the Virgo Pisces eclipse cycle still in motion, this moment builds on the themes we've been navigating since 2024, balancing structure and surrender, precision with compassion, and service with soul. While the Pisces lunar eclipse earlier this month invited deep emotional release, this Virgo solar eclipse is all about building something better in the aftermath, something that honors both the heart and the checklist. Let this eclipse be a moment to reconnect with what truly matters, not through idealistic fantasy, but through conscious, committed action. What are you ready to refine, recommit to, or completely restart? The answers may not come in flashes of insight, but rather in quiet realizations that whisper through your daily life. Listen closely. The new path is unfolding, not all at once, but by deliberate steps. This is another part of your story in this Virgo Pisces axis, so think back to the themes that have been going on. If you listened to the full moon in Pisces video, I did talk pretty in length about what to look back to. So that was March and September. So this March and last September. And then here, it has this little note that I didn't read because it says this is the second to last eclipse in the Virgo Pisces series. But I went through and I kind of realized that it's not really the second to last one because we have two in 2026 that are coming up, and that'll be close to the end, or actually 2027 here. And so I created this because if you wanted to see everything that's happened before, so last year we had the Libra and Aries axis, and it ended this year on March 29th or 28th, depending on your time zone. And then we have this Virgo Pisces, and then next February we start the Aquarius and Leo axis, and this will be sandwiched in between the Virgo Pisces, just like the Virgo Pisces was sandwiched in between the Libra Aries eclipses. And honestly, I got a little confused because we see the pattern: the lunar solar, lunar, solar, lunar, lunar, solar, lunar. So I don't know why there are sometimes ones that are the same type right after each other. And then another caveat that I found, which I don't know too much about, but there should be 3 in each sign. So we have Pisces 1, 2, 3, but then we have Virgo 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4. So I don't know. I don't know how that works, honestly, quite yet, but that's just maybe something to keep in mind, that on February 20th, 2027 will be the culmination, so the last bit of the Virgo Pisces story. So whatever is happening now, whatever happened earlier this month in September, what happened in March, what happened in last September, it all will keep coming back here and there on these dates, and then it'll finish in 2027 in February, and then we start the new axis, Capricorn and Cancer. So I'll leave this here just for a second if you wanted to take a look at the different dates or the axes here. And for me, my personal solar eclipse story, even outside of just the axis here. So last solar eclipse, which was March 28th for me, it was in Aries, and we were on a trip. And this solar eclipse in Virgo, right here, on the 21st, we will be on a trip as well, and with some of the same people. So it's kind of interesting how these two are tying in together. These two solar eclipses are tying into each other despite them being in different signs. So I'll have to keep an eye out the next time that this solar eclipse happens, which looks to be early February. And honestly, we might be on a trip again just because it's my partner's birthday. So it's an interesting story that I'm gonna have to follow for myself. So that's why it's helpful to keep track of things that are happening now, that happened before, so that you can follow the pattern and see how it shows up for you. But now we can get started on your reading. I will be using questions from the same workbook. But to start us off, I have the intuition card about what you can be working on during this cycle for your intuition and awakening that. So we have 22, rise above for eagle perspective. The eagle animal messenger invites you above the treetops so you can see the whole expansive forest. Create healthy distance from a person, group, issue, opinion, stance, emotion, or situation by viewing the broader perspective while gliding on the broad wingspan of the eagle. Enhance your intuition by contemplating the entire landscape and multiple perspectives. And for the oracle cards, we have number 13, treasure, and number 16, dependence. So I think that goes hand in hand, the dependence and letting go of whatever keeps you from seeing a broad perspective, or whatever you need to do to create a healthy balance. And we kind of see that here. The eye isn't, it's big because it's close, but it's high up, if that makes sense. So eagle perspective, kind of like that here. Oh, it's 46, not 16. My bad. And then 13 for treasure, it's just knowing that there is something for you. You, with all this hard work and all this eclipse season energy, you know, you have the opportunity to find something new, to cultivate something new here. And it comes with hard work, honestly, but I would say like there's light at the end of the tunnel. That's kind of what it reminds me of. So for your first question, where do you need a fresh start in health, routine, or habits? This card is saying everything. This card is saying you need a whole new start in your whole life. So maybe this is what the eclipse season shift is happening to you for, is so that you can have this opportunity to reinvent yourself, reinvent your life, your routines, your habits, and your health. Go after the resources that you have. We have the 4 elements here. We have air, earth, fire, and water. And this is everything in our life. The way you think, the way you make money or your material possessions, the way you are creative or have passion, and then your relationships, your emotions. So really take a look at your life and use this new beginning window to set a powerful thing in motion for you so that you can cultivate something really well for yourself. And this is part of an ongoing cycle, so the next time that this comes around, you'll be able to use that energy that you're creating now in the future. You'll be able to use this energy, whatever you create now, and really hone in on that the next time around and use it as a launching pad. What outdated habits or routines are holding you back? The Chariot is telling me that the habits of not giving yourself enough credit, of the way you move forward with things and the way you handle objections or obstacles here, is saying that this is outdated. You need to change something because it's not working for you anymore. So you need to really hone in on your confidence, your willpower, and your determination to move forward despite any obstacles. And when you do face these obstacles, it's not a terrible thing. You can take it as something that isn't blocking you for no reason, or I don't know. This is just a chance for you to look at it a different way so that you don't get bogged down by them. It could be also, I just got a travel routine or transportation routine. So maybe certain ways you're doing things, someone's car could be needing to go and get switched out. Honestly, that's me right now. Someone's car needs work, their mode of transportation needs to be looked at because something's holding you back here. How can you heal and nurture yourself during this transformation? We have the Eight of Swords, and this one tells you that you really got to let yourself go. You got to free yourself from you holding you back. You are not having the confidence and willpower enough to do it any other way. So this is kind of another nudge of saying your thoughts are what create your living space and how you perceive the world. So if you're stuck in not so great thoughts about the world and yourself, then of course you're going to be bogged down and not see things for what they may actually be. You're seeing them through your own tinted glasses, and that's not great all the time. So this is asking you to free yourself. You can heal and nurture yourself by letting all of the junk go and allowing for room to think clearly, think outside of the box, or think not all in your head. Another funny thing that came with this card is acupuncture. So that's something to look into. That it's healing and nurturing yourself. It's a form of self-care. So maybe this is confirmation for someone who's been thinking about acupuncture, or maybe to look into it and see what it is and how it can help you, because that can be a mode of healing in itself. That can be a way to heal some of your physical, your bodily ailments. What hidden insights are emerging during this eclipse? Immediately, I got that connection about your own thoughts stabbing you in either your head or in your back. You know, you are succumbing to your own thoughts and letting them control you instead of you wielding the sword. The sword is wielding and cutting through you. I also got therapy. So maybe you need to go to therapy, or there will be some movement or clarity within that space, but also how you give yourself off. So if you are kind of quick to bite, quick to sting, quick to just bite someone figuratively, I hope if you're quick to do any of that, really take this chance to look on yourself and see how you can change that. See how you can have your temper go down just a little bit so you're not so sharp, not so mean. It's a chance for you to soften just a little bit, especially with those thoughts that you may have. Where should you focus your energy for growth? With the Ace of Wands, it's saying to put yourself into some creative endeavors, something that'll open you up to your passion and your creativity, and something that brings you joy and enthusiasm. So find out what that is and focus on it. This will help you grow more than being maybe down in the dumps, or focus on creative ways to get yourself out of these thoughts, creative ways to change your habits. So clearly there's something major that needs to be freshened and needs a fresh start here. So a lot is going on, and I think if you just put your enthusiasm to it and your passion for creating a life that you love, then you can go ahead and come up with some new ideas, new ways of doing something, and that'll spark joy. That'll give you the spark that you need, and maybe put some fire under your butt to get things done. Lastly, how can you align your daily routine with your higher purpose? With the Seven of Swords here, it's about looking at where you're deceiving yourself. It's about seeing where you're selling yourself short, or you are making up stories in your head about something, about your routine, and having to find those creative outlets to change the story. This could be just overthinking every little thing, about maybe being so strict on your time schedule, not giving yourself any amount of flexibility. In order to align with your higher purpose, you need to see where you're being deceitful to yourself and not allowing yourself that room to breathe. And this also talks about, in the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith, it's the guy running away with some swords. So that tells me it's taking what is yours and what deserves to be on your plate in your mind and leaving the rest behind. So if there's something in your daily routine that isn't working for you, hint hint, the doom scrolling that you spend 2 hours on, it's shortening that. It's making more time for something else, for these creative outlets, instead of the doom scrolling just because it's there and accessible. So yeah, with the Seven of Swords, I'm saying here that you're being invited to, again, cut things out that don't serve you, that aren't part of the routine of your higher self, of whatever person you want to be. Would they be doom scrolling for hours on end? Ask yourself that, and ask yourself what they would be doing instead. How would they be creative here with the Ace of Wands? And on the bottom of the deck, I felt that it was necessary to bring up, we have the Hanged Man. So more perspective shifts, more rising above, seeing something from a different perspective all around. It's about giving yourself grace too, and the patience and the time to just not think and overthink and overanalyze, but the time to just flow into things. Like the Chariot here, it's movement, but it's flowy. Especially because the Wheel of Fortune is here to say that there will be changes, whether you want it or not, and it can affect so many things. You're gonna have to let yourself just surrender and really just take it, I guess, take it with grace and patience, and trust that this is serving your highest good, and changes were meant to change for a reason. So you can't be stagnant all the time. You have to be freed somewhere, and this is the perfect opportunity for it. So let yourself have patience. Be kind to yourself too. With all the swords here, that can easily turn into mental chaos and mentally beating yourself down. So you don't want to do that either. Have a new perspective on things. See things from another point of view. An exercise I'm aware of, I don't know if this will be exactly how it is, but you know this thing that there's multiple sides to a story. There's your side, their side, and the objective truth. So maybe writing the situation down from an objective standpoint, just the facts, no emotion, and then you can write it from your perspective, how you feel, how you saw it, how you even handled the situation. And if you want to write their side of the story on their behalf and what you think was happening, and then kind of going back to the objective part in the story and seeing how each side kind of murks things up. We bring our own emotions and our own feeling towards things, and we distort the objective reality here. And maybe either that, or going through your own story and somehow like underlining or taking out the parts that are not objective, and then now you're left with just the skeleton. So you have a whole story, and then you take things out and it's just the facts, just what happened, no emotions. And maybe that can be a helpful thing here. If you're aware of this exercise, comment down below. I have no idea what it is exactly. That just came to me now, about those two ways that you can do it. So you've got this. it's the toughness is almost over. The eclipse season for the year is almost done. We just got to get through this hurdle, and then things will be lighter, hopefully. And I don't know, it's just about really taking on these lessons and really learning from them, because if not, you're going to be dealt the same things over and over again until you really learn and really change. So use this as an opportunity to finally cut things out, or at least call in new beginnings. The cutting out would have been better a couple weeks ago. But you know, if you gotta cut things out, you gotta cut things out. It is what it is. But call in the new beginnings here. This is here for you to say, yeah, you've got this. Like, you have all these new opportunities for change and newness, and all you have to do is reach out for it. But your thoughts can't get in the way. Your ego can't get in the way, saying that you don't deserve this for whatever reason. You have to really let those go and give yourself peace, because there is treasure, and you can't get to the treasure if all your swords are up, if you're not letting yourself even take the step. Oh, I almost forgot the charms. So thank you for the comments on the last video regarding the charms, because I enjoyed it too. It was new and it was fun. So now I can go ahead and do it again. Immediately, I got drawn to the feather and the sun on top of the chariot. I just heard travel lightly. The chariot was for the question, what outdated habits or routines are holding you back? Yeah, carrying too much baggage. So it's time to lighten the load, lighten something so you can move forward, move towards that vitality that you're looking for. Here with the paperclip on top of the Ace of Wands, I don't know, I just got like art project. Focus on letting go of the control, because the paperclip is meant to hold things together, but with the Wheel of Fortune is still saying, no, I'm gonna change that. Something's gonna change. Something won't be held together, and maybe just releasing that control here and not letting that hinder you and hinder your creative process, because you gotta just open up, kind of not hold things together so tightly. Don't bound them. With the key on the Seven of Swords, it's wisdom. There's wisdom here waiting to be unlocked regarding your higher purpose. So when you let things go, when you take only what you need and travel lightly, travel with only the things that are helping you, that'll unlock something for you. This will be a key to your success, to whatever clarity that you're looking for. And the seashell here is upside down, right in the middle of the Queen of Swords and the Ace of Wands. So with the Queen of Swords, she's very mean, very stony in her negative or shadow aspect. So this is saying not to let those words bite. Allow yourself to open up just a little bit, because you're being blocked, and that can block your creation, that your creativity, if you're too caught up in the logic of your brain and the reason, when you just don't let things flow as they should. And this also, she, in a negative aspect of the harsh words, the harshness of not letting yourself, get out of the mental space, you're not grounding properly. The trees aren't able to help you, and maybe you're shutting things out, shutting out support from the land, from the ancestors, whatever that may be. You're shutting it out because you're too caught up. So really release the sword, let that go, talk to a professional about it. The spiral here on the Hanged Man reminds me of the Wheel of Fortune, because it's just a never-ending spiral, right? Things just continue to move in certain ways, and we have to be able to just go with the flow in the spiral, so that you don't cause a kink, and then the kink causes so many other issues. I think it's just a confirmation to really make sure that you're just letting things be. Cycles will happen, change will happen, and take this opportunity to be flexible. Take the opportunity to be flexible. The moon is saying that maybe there's some uncertainty about how to relax, how to chill, how to take a step back and just release and relinquish all the control. But Trust that you've got this. Honestly, it just practice. Practice makes progress. You don't have to be perfect at it right away because it'll take time to let go of the instilled thoughts in us and the same routines and patterns that we have. But you got to take a chance and just practice. I also got talking to the moon, to nature, just letting it out. So I have a picture on my vision board for this year, and it says, talk to the moon, tell the universe exactly what you want. And this is exactly what the moon is telling me here. Just talk and tell the moon, tell the universe that you don't know how to let go of control, and for them to show you how to give you another perspective. The moon is very high up, right? It has an eagle perspective. It sees a lot of things that we don't see. It sees a bigger picture. Alrighty, so this was your new moon solar eclipse spread and insights, and I hope this has some clarity for you. I hope you're able to get out of the mental anguish that you may be in, and that you received whatever clarity that you need to move forward and live your best life for your highest and best good. Please let me know in the comments. I hope this works out for you. Let me know what you're going through, because we're all going through it. You've got this. I have faith in you, and thank you so much for being here. I can't wait to read for you again next time, and I will see you then.